My philosophy is that no one is allowed in my space unless I allow them to. Your friend, your hug, whatever, you're allowed in my personal space. I don't know you, I don't trust you, there's something wrong with you or whatever. I'm in a weird situation. Unless I'm forced to. That's why I don't like tight environments. I don't like bars because we're forced to be in each other's shit, which really makes me annoyed. I like my personal space. I call it, and as everybody should. Females especially, no one should be in your space unless you allow them to. You know what I mean? So we're playing a little stupid drill. Start off with how kind of reinforces what I call the bubble principle. So I have a bubble around me. No one's allowed in that bubble, and when someone's in my bubble, I gotta react. All right. And this again, we're talking about when you're in a situation where you do not know. This is not when you're at a buddy's house or whatever. This is like you're out and it's just different. Got it? So Derek is gonna walk up, and as he walks up, now there's a certain spot where you're gonna feel that he's stepped over an invisible line. That he's about ready to put his hands on you. He could touch you. Your ability to defend yourself is like all of a sudden just drop or like do something. It just feels different. So I'm gonna pair you guys up, and all I'm gonna do is like back and forth, and it's gonna take 2 seconds. You're like, I'll step far away and walk up to Derek. Yeah, and he's just gonna give me a little reaction. Perfect. And he does the same thing. I'm far away. He walks up to me. Just kind of sliding away and understanding there's this space in this range that someone is not allowed in. It's funny when you watch not funny, I should never call it funny, but when you watch attack videos, real life videos, it's scary, not the word funny, how many people allow other people into their bubble because they don't know what they do. They're all of a sudden they're confused, they're thrown off. It's like, hey man, how you doing? It's like someone's all of a sudden they're there, and that's how they come in very confident. It's like, oh, hands on you. It's just different. So when you're in those situations, you're like, hey, how are you? Good. Can I help you with something? You have to realize that there's a range that someone's not allowed in. And it applies to Jiu-Jitsu too. When you guys are starting off rolling or fighting, if I just go right up to Garrick and I'm like, okay, let's fight. He's like, well, this is stupid. I gotta work my way in. He's gotta protect himself too. As long as I can see them within my peripheral, it applies there too. Like if I see someone coming up, it's just you gotta be aware. All right. So the bubble should be thinking like you have this space around you that's yours. You protect it. You guard it. And then when someone's in it that shouldn't be in it, your spidey sense should be going off, and you shouldn't be standing there like a dumbass allowing this person in your space and not doing anything. Okay. So let's make that a little more strategic, and we'll start thinking about how we fight and how we start getting into stances. So the first thing I talk about is if you're if you're right-handed, you're typically going to have your left leg forward and right leg back. And so when you're talking to, let's say let's put ourselves in a situation where I don't know where I am, or I'm in an odd situation I'm not used to being. Maybe I have to protect someone, and now this person is just off. It's uncomfortable, and that's a big feeling, but it all comes down to like your natural gut instinct, and you have to listen to that stuff. If you look at someone and there's just something, you feel they're watching you too much, if you feel like they're just around, or you've noticed that person more often than you should, and you just feel you got to start paying attention. All right. Let's say now they're in your range or talking to you, maybe they started a conversation. I have to address them in a certain way. All right. If they start talking to me, my hand shouldn't be, oh yeah, how can I can help you today? I have to have like a certain feel. We call that a conversation stance, where police officers, excellent at this, they understand right off the bat. Hands typically are in your work zone. All right, with that, my chest, my head, my hips my hands are always in here. I'm never gonna have them down. I'm never gonna be having them up. I'm not gonna be kind of willy-nilly talking to someone like this. I have to have like just basic awareness in my hands. So very first, I like having my palms kind of talking. So when we're addressing someone, or talking to someone, and someone all of a sudden talks to us, automatically, it's like the right leg should go back, and mine is, hey, very nice to meet you. And everything I do, it's like I'm already trying to say, this is my bubble. It's my bubble, not allowed in. It's kind of giving you a little up. This is okay. Or it's like, if I have to talk to somebody, let's say I'm forced in a situation I have to protect someone, right? Now my bubble, my hands are becoming, where's my entry? Okay, let's just say he's very wild, he's talking out here, or his hands up, or let's just say he's got like, hey man, it's where when someone has something that's wrong, the way they talk to you, it's big, it's off, it's just different, and until you experience it and you'll know it, it's just like, it's just different. No one's, if they're like this, well obviously you're in a fight right off the bat, and no one should then in that close anyways. But when you're in that conversation, it could be, I'm going to reinforce my structure, my bubble, or it can be, I'm looking for a spot in, which we're gonna play with in a second. That's why I want you guys to think about that. Okay, so back to our original drill. Derek, I don't care how he puts his hands. I'm gonna have my bubble, my space. He's gonna walk in. I'm gonna put my conversation, so he walks in a little bit. I'm gonna take a back step in my conversation, stop. He's gonna walk in again. I'm gonna just kind of elongate my step again and just give my bubble a little space. Because like, he came in my bubble and I reinforced it. So I reinforce it and I shouldn't be done yet. This person might react to that. Well, I just want to talk to you. I have the ability to move with him, just like I'm sparring, okay? If Derek and I are sparring, if I kept going backwards or I stop moving, he's gonna hit me, okay? Especially if we're against the wall, right? If I am talking, he's coming out aggressively, I put my hand up and I keep going back, all of a sudden I'm gonna run out of space, all right? I don't want to get pinned on the wall. I also don't always need to use this. I should have the ability to walk, so if I feel like he keeps pressuring, hey, where can I go with you? You know what I mean? It's just us changing the game. So this is why it relates to sport too. It's the same thing. You're just moving, right? Allowing yourself to like have your bubble, have your space. It may set up something later, but right now it's just protecting yourself, defending yourself, looking for other opportunities to escape, counter, etc. Make sense? A few more seconds on this and we'll go. Thank you, sir. Like, what do I do first? Like, what do I do if he's coming at me? What do I do if they haven't thrown anything yet, but they're coming at me? It's because the preemptive response is probably the most confusing, probably the hardest one I think to get, because it's a very confusing thing. Is like, when do I hit him? Should I hit him? Oh my God, am I gonna get in trouble for hitting him? And then it's like, do I know how to hit him, or where should I hit him, or what? You know, there's like 8 million things that'll show up in someone's brain when that happens. So let's kind of break it down to very, very simple things. Okay. We're gonna go back to that same thing when I create space, and just like when we're sparring, we talk about, we're fighting, we talk about never going straight back. We talk about creating angles. We're gonna use that angle to set up a very simple opportunity to get up. Okay. So as I'm gonna go back to my, let's just say now we're in a conversation. I am now realizing that this person is definitely going to be a problem. As he's coming forward, I take that step back, I pump a little bit, and now I'm gonna start moving around. He's then, just like before, back step, slide out with it. Then he's gonna come aggressively, I'm gonna then pump. I turn, like almost like we did in the drill in the beginning, right? Like try to spin around. So basically I'm going 1, 2, 3, oh shit, and then we're gonna crack it. Okay, so just gonna throw a right hand. It could be a open hand, it could be your cell phone, it could be your purse, it could be a hammer strike, it could be a punch, it could be anything you got in your hand, the butt of anything, okay? We're just gonna find an angle where we kind of move a little bit, I got an opportunity to hit him, and then I can go that way, somewhere else, or get a hold of him, all right? It depends on your objective, all right? So right now, we're in a conversation, he starts coming, whoa, and then if he stays away, if he stops, now we have to play the use of force. If he stops moving, if I move away and he stops moving and does not continue to attack me, I can't attack him back. You know, legality. Also, he stops moving, he's like, never mind. And I'm like, bang! Well, you're gonna get in trouble, okay? He stops moving, but it's like the intent, where he's now committed to getting me, all right, and I have no other option of defending myself. That's really important. Also, we all know we shouldn't just be cracking people in the street. But this is not just gonna give you, it's just saying, also some guys like, hey man, your buddy, whatever, and all of a sudden, like, yeah man, I learned that in class. That's not what we're doing, all right? So, drill again, in the conversation stance. He starts coming, ooh, he moves, I'm gonna slide out, and just look for a connection to his face, claw in the eye, I don't care what it is, get something right now. It's like a hand comes up, and then we'll decide where we go after that. Cool? Let's go.
Because the fence now becomes a different, more alive animal, okay? So, I'm back in my stance again. When we taught the fence in the white grade, the way we got into the fence was we made this triangle as if we were in a push-up plank, okay? We made the triangle and we bring the thumbs in, okay? That is the appropriate distance for our fence. My fingers are relaxed but towards the ceiling, not pointing at somebody, so they're not threatening. And I'm here, and it's a vibrating, alive animal. My chin is down. My traps are not up yet because I'm not receiving yet. So my chin's down, my eyes are up, and I'm in this push-up plank, square, alive, vibrating position when I'm in a fight. When I'm not, it's a stagnant animal here. When I'm de-escalating, it's here. I wouldn't be vibrating with my fence. It wouldn't make sense. I would be asking to elevate the violence, okay? So this is my de-escalating fence, and this is my fighting fence. Okay, now in the blue-gray, we're going to take it to the next level where now I want you to imagine there's a pole going from your palm, the back of the palm, the other hand, and into your forehead. So it's here, but it's the same distance. And there's like a 2-inch difference between my two hands. But my hands are still relaxed. So this would be a left fence, this would be a neutral fence, and this would be a right fence. Regardless of where my feet are, this is independent, okay? So I'm in a left fence, and now my fence can go over. So I'm going forward circle with my fence, or I can go under. So I go under with my fence. Okay, over, boom, 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 under, boom, 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 boom. Okay. Now we're going to add just a little bit of movement with this. Okay, when I walk forward, I'm going to go over, boom, and we square. When I go back, I'm going to go under. And I want you to think like palm heel, forward, palm heel, backward. And when I hit, I re-square my body. When I go back, I hit and I re-square my body. I don't want to hit and stay bladed. I've got to pull my shoulder back, get myself back to where I need to be to fight. Okay? So stagnantly, I have forward and back. I have left, neutral, right. And now my fence is a living, breathing organism. Okay? It's alive, right? I'm using this to attack, parry, hit, whatever. But it's not this basic animal. This is basic. Okay? This is just, okay, fence 101. Now this is a new animal. I can go from left to neutral to right, anywhere I want during the fight. Forward, backward, and play with my fence. Okay, instead of this just stagnant animal. Okay? So the first drill we're going to do is from a left lead. We're just going to walk through, boom, reset it, walk through, boom, reset it, walk through, boom, reset it. My fingertips are pointing. Just turn that off. If I am in a fight, my fingertips come down more and I'm here. So it's like kind of lined up here as if there was a pole straight through. Because I'm not pushing on the back one. There's space. Everything's no tension. No tension in my body. I'm relaxed. My shoulders are forward. My ass is tucked. I'm using my lats, and I'm not bull necking yet, but my chin's down. I'm ready to bull neck hard. Okay, but my shoulders are forward. I'm using my lats. Okay, and when I'm punching, it's like I use shoulder, and the other one comes back. Shoulder, and the other one comes back. It's like this, guys. I'm this, right? And when I go forward, I go boom, and then I reset. And when I go forward, I go boom, and then I reset. So I'm doing that with my shoulders. Boom. One goes forward, one goes back, but like over. Boom, boom. So I'm like, boom, reset. Boom, reset. So boom, boom, reset. Boom, boom, reset. That makes sense? So the first drill is we're just learning how to walk forward and back with leading with the fence. And I want you to just use this as, the best way to make an analogy is I'm palm striking somebody with the heel palm. Boom, and then reset. Or heel palm, boom, and reset. So I learned to start working forward and back, and then add that to all my other 4 ranges and my linear footwork. Okay, we're just going to bring this into our forward, back, left, right, and our circular footwork.
Which one do you like better?
Okay, so we become a complete fighter. Forward, back, left, right. I can move all different directions, but really efficiently. Okay? So the drill I just showed them was just going forward with coming over the hand, and then when you get to the end, going backward with the other hand. Okay, so whatever's in lead, you should end that way. And then you take a couple beats and get your rhythm again. All right, so we're constantly cultivating our rhythm and our timing together, just like the jump rope and everything else again. So it's like a living, breathing organism, not a stagnant, choppy animal. Everything is working off my rhythm, just like jumping the rope. Same thing, I'm working my rhythm. Okay, when I'm in a fight, I want to bring all my tools like a dancer, you know? So I can go off the cuff, but with efficiency like a fighter. Okay? All right, so you can train this, you know this one. So if I'm in here and I'm holding too, good, so bends in the rear, so as I step, this is the mid he's going to hit, he comes forward, hits with the palm, do the palm strike. And then we square back up, and bring it over, boom, keep it in front, good, bring it over, to the front, flip it over. So it's as I move, boom, and then he squares up. Now when he goes back, it's as I move, he hits, and then re-squares up. As I move, boom, re-squares back up. As I move, boom, re-square back up. Okay, if we would attach this to the other drill, I would do a couple of them, and then I move him around a little circularly. He follows me. Then I go back, up, over, under, and I move him a little. We move around circularly, so we go back up. Another animal. Then I go, oh, up, boom, forward, up, backward, up, backward, up, and I move them around again. Does that make sense? So you kind of reconnect the white grade stuff to the blue grade stuff after you get the blue grade footwork.
I'm bringing it back, but I guess I have to.
Okay, Mitch, just try that real quick.
Looking at me, right? Shell up, hands cover. There you go. Sink into your stance a little bit, almost. So don't think about being tall. Think about like you're almost like shell, like rooting that down. Like your traps go up. You sink down a little bit. You get hunkered down in. Boom! Like you're taking a shot. Like you're running, ready to tackle someone on the high line. You're coming in like that's that feeling. Okay. So go ahead, hunker in. Can you see me through here? Your eyes should be not going above my neck. You should see my shoulders. See my head movement, okay? Sunk in. I just throw, just stay tight now. I'm gonna throw 2 punches at your head now. I just want to stay almost like driven into it. Boom, boom. All right? Tighten it up a little bit. Let me feel like, now same thing, but think about like almost sinking into it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, better. If you feel that, and you feel those punches coming, kind of close it up a little, tighten it up a little bit, yep. Let me get through. All right, that's exactly how I want to start off right now. Base cover, fuck, all right. Boom, boom, like you just kind of sitting, riding, deal with it, and then we're gonna turn it into entering it. Back to being a little open, a little playful. I feel I'm throwing at it. I want it almost, I'm not trying to go forward, I'm trying to sink. Stop, I'm like halting his progress. I'm starting to have a feeling like he's a forward object and all of a sudden he's ran into a rock. And that rock is like, now has like almost momentum behind it. Does that make sense? So a little more open, like almost like he's throwing punches, but I can just need to get away from him. But then, it's kind of sinking into it, tightening up, shelling up, making him feel like, fuck, he's getting jammed up, all right? Really important for like, I think I was saying crashing the line, getting in. It's an important question, and it's, how are you, one, seeing what's going on, like when you're bracing, when he's throwing that jab cross at me, how am I seeing what's going on? And so the first answer to that question is, when I am showing up, I still believe that I have no problem seeing what's important to me. I care about when I'm looking at someone, shoulders down. I want to see the rotation of their shoulders. I want to see their hips. I say the eyes lie. I don't need to see where they're looking at. I want to feel that power, the energy coming in. So to me, it's not, when I'm fighting mode, I don't care about your eyes. I want to see the body. Show me how. I'm not watching, I don't feel like I'm watching hands. I'm not watching a hand fly out. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, damn it. You know, it's like you got to read it's like the initial thing that comes from the hip and the shoulder. So I really have to focus on that. So when I'm showing up, boom, boom, like I see, I feel everything. It's also a moment in time. You're not walking around like this. Like you're not, that's not how you fight, okay? Other part is the last defense, okay? It's more, you're not, he asks, you try to see that punch coming. It almost should be a little bit instinctual. Like you feel like, if I feel a jab, cross, you just kind of like, you're gonna get that feeling like he's just winging. It could be jab, cross, left hook, right hook. You're gonna feel that energy coming at you. Typically, and it's not, unless you've got some serious skill, it's a left and it's a right, and it's a left and it's a right, and it's a non-stop an assault. It's not just a guy being very strategic, setting things up. If he is, well, then use Jiu-Jitsu. You know, all right. So, it works. The last, another option for you guys defending that last, that last hook would be a brace frame. So right now, I had you guys do, and it was a split frame. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I like disconnect. I have my hand on my forehead, and my other hand behind my brainstem, and I'm all shelled up. I like that better. It feels very freedom of movement. I can enter in off it well. I like the switching of it back and forth. It feels natural to me. All right. Other option, it might be easier. It's like when you're thinking of an oh shit moment, I don't want to necessarily have to think, I need to split my hands, put that one there, put this there. It gets overwhelming, confusing. I can take those first 2 punches, boom, boom, and just shift my hands to the hook side, or if he throws the right hook, or so, like, I can easily just move my hands. We kind of call it preloading. Something that I would do as like a last ditch, you know, I just fuck, you know, like I'm against the wall, I'm getting slammed by multiple shots, that I'm just keeping my hands together because it's so overwhelming that I have to. But if you want to try it, so all you'll do is, so it goes 1, 2, boom, boom, I shift, oops, sorry, one split. Goes again, 1, 2, boom, boom, I shift my hands over, I keep my hands connected. So they're just basically here, okay? And it feels awkward on one side. One side, if you switch your hands, well, that side's gonna feel weird, okay? If you switch your hands, well, that side feels right, that side feels weird. But again, this is like an oh shit, last ditch effort, you're getting overwhelmed. So if you guys wanna try this now, let's go a 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's gonna throw, I'm gonna do it to you. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I hate to pick on you, but I don't want you guys to try to reach your elbows for it. Like, that's not the idea. It's more of like creating a movable helmet for your head in an oh shit moment. You're not fighting like this, okay? You're not necessarily worried about what's coming at you. It's like you have an onslaught you're dealing with for a moment at a time, and your hands are just fuck, 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 fuck. And then you get a hold of him, or the onslaught stops, and you have an opportunity out, okay? So, right now, I'm gonna throw 1, 2, 3, 4. All you're gonna do is just try to come like this. I don't care if you move your hands like this, but you're just gonna do the best you can to keep tight your head, tucked in, traps up, and just braced, unbraced. I don't care, as long as the feeling of staying like in a protected mode stays. All right. So 1, boom, 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 boom. Better. Again. There we go. Want you to start riding after you make connection, after you get hit, you start basically riding those punches in. So he starts throwing those 4 punches, and he gets to the 4th. It's almost like an absorb and ride. I take the hit, I feel the energy, you catch it, and you work. It's almost you work it. So in the first 2 hits, I want you to kind of have that initial feeling. Boom, then just kind of find, you're gonna find that beat, you're gonna find the reload of that punch. It's, you know, so we start kind of feeling the energy of a fight is in moments like this where you kind of, okay, there's my opportunity. That's what we really look for. It's very hard for me to just, his hands are up, he's ready to fight, to me to go like, run, and he's like, fuck you, dude. I'm not gonna smash in there. I've got to find an entry point. I've got to find a connection. Yes, the haymaker is like one of the biggest tool of the biggest hits ever. It's a very easy punch. He's throwing a big right hand. It's like, thank you. I can just work right in there. It's like a child's play. It's not even worth it. But it's under the barrage, under like a legit attack when you're just swarmed, you're getting hit, and you've got to respond and then find your entry point in. That's really the concern. It's not the straight up idiot who's like, I'm not gonna hit you. I'm not gonna hit you. Oh yeah, you know, we're not dealing with that. It's more of something you're just getting overwhelmed, shelling up. Could be in sparring, could be an MMA fight, could be some dude just clips you, and all of a sudden he's on you on the street, and you've got to survive. You know. So the drill I'm gonna play with, he's gonna throw those 4 punches. I defend a little bit. I'm just kind of finding my way in. If I'm finding my way in, I'm gonna, once I feel I have. Talking about workspace, right? Once I feel like I have like my workspace area, it's like a frame, right? I mean, it's like a structure. I relate it to like almost like a plank. Like you're in a plank position. You know, my fence. I have like a space, right? We're like sorry about that. We're gonna maintain our space. Like I have a little bit of control. It doesn't matter what side you enter in on. If my hands, if I enter in, let's say on this punch, this area, my hands are gonna eventually be here, okay? If on the other side, they'd be there. So it's like you're crisscrossing the sides, but eventually it's almost all, no matter what, the same configuration, okay? So he's throwing those 4 punches, boom, boom, and I get in here, okay? So, as I was just saying off camera, that it's if I don't move on this, if I just kind of stay static, yes, I can defend for a second, but I really don't have, it's almost like resetting the fight, okay? But if I enter in with movement, so again, boom, 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 when I start walking forward, it almost leads, sorry about that, and it leads naturally to other strikes. It leads naturally to me gaining control. I'm gaining momentum. My energy's going forward. They're on their back foot. They just got hit or they just defended. They're all of a sudden they're being smothered. It changes things. The brain is trying to catch up. The bodies are trying to catch up. It's much easier for you, okay? So let's just end this again. We're gonna go 1, 2, bah, bah. And hit a little movement. Knee, shove them off, boom. And we'll finish with a punch to the face, and you guys decide what you do after that, okay? So one more time. One more.
So now the framing, where does framing come from? It's from KFM and Defense Labs, just so everybody knows. I didn't create it. That's where I learned it, and I always give credit where I learn things. Justo Dieguez really created the framing, and that's the traditional frame one, and then Andy kind of expounded on it. They called it Pensador at first, and then Andy called it shaping, and we just call it framing. So we're not the same exact thing as they have. We just changed the terminology a little. But I always give respect to my teachers because that's important, and I always give respect where things come from, because otherwise you're just kind of like a thief, and it's bullshit. But everybody learns stuff from everybody. Okay, it's just reality. Every martial art master learned from somebody. Okay, giving them credit is important. All right, so I'm in my conversation stance just for the hand position itself. Okay, guys. So when I go into a frame is like a helmet on my head. A helmet that fits loose on your head is useless. Okay, if you have a football helmet and it's wobbling around your head, it's no good. Motorcycle helmet, same thing. Same thing with your frames. Your frame should be tight on your head so you can take a good blow. So when I'm in the fence, my traps are down, okay? Well, once I start framing, my traps are gonna go up to my ears. So I'm giving my spine and my bone structure more stability with my muscles, all right, to take a better hit. So this is nothing, and this is really good. It's like inflating a raft, okay? So when I do frame one, if I'm gonna be in a neutral position with frame one, the left hand, that little spot here is gonna go to the brain stem in the back of my head and cover that area back there. And if this is gonna be tight to my face, it's not gonna be out wide. Okay, so the hand that grabs the back of my head, I want that center of my palm to cover the center of my brain stem. Okay, and this stays tight to my face. So I don't want this, I want this. And then the other one is gonna grab my wrist with the thumb connected to my hand on the high part of my wrist. And I'm gonna be above my eyes. I don't have a hairline, but if you had a hairline, it would be like right across there, okay? Your chin is tucked down, okay? And your traps are up. So I'm making this helmet on my head. And I'm covering my temples, my eyes, my jawline, and my jugular, and my spine in the back, okay? If it's a knife attack, you save your life, okay? If it's an impact weapon attack, you can take a good shot, okay? And we'll get more into the knife stuff when we get into the knife defense. And knife defense is in the white belt curriculum for unarmed, because dealing with weapons unarmed is in the unarmed program, okay? Because it's a reality. Even though it's unarmed, you have to know how to defend weapons, okay? Not use them, but defend them. All right, so now you're going to practice going from a conversation stance in the fence. You're going to just step back into a fight stance, and you're going to defend. I want you to twist your body at the waist, defending the hook punch. We're going to use that punch first because it's what happens most on the street, and we train for what happens most first. Okay, so most people punch wide, and they're really horrible punches, and that's what we want to elicit with this fence position. All right, so we're here, and he throws it. I'm going to step back, make a tight frame. My head is in front of my hips. If my head is in line with my hips, and he's bigger and stronger, it's going to rock me back, and I'm start losing my balance. So, again, with the mentality, it has to be aggressive. The body posture is also aggressive. You want to be like, fuck you. Whatever gets you amped, that's what you want to kind of get yourself going with. If it's your children, if it's your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever to convince yourself that this is serious and I'm bringing everything, whatever that is for you, you need to flip that switch and start cultivating that switch of, okay, I'm in it and he's getting everything I got. Okay? Not, I'm shit my pants and scared. You want to drive everything with actual confidence and not fear. It's almost, you're like, whatever makes you be like, fuck you. That's what I want you to start cultivating. Not like, oh, it's, all right? So you're here, you're going to step back and take it and turn your body so the lower part of my elbow is hitting his fist. And I want to start practicing picking these punches out of the air. So this is a big focus mitt, okay? 6-inch circumference, it's not a fist, okay? It's like a pillow, all right? But this is the first training way to start getting good at it. When we go to the sparring equipment, you're gonna be like, Jesus Christ. And then when you go back to this, it's gonna be like a piece of cake, all right? But fists come in a lot different, a lot quicker, and a lot smaller. But this is a training tool, and it's a way to start, okay? But you need that as well. That's mucho important, all right? So you're here and here, and you're gonna go 1 and turn. And actually, I'm going to let you, we'll just do the framing first, and then we'll get into the punching. So you turn, 1, and fence, and then you're going to throw the other one. Turn, and fence, and back. Keep your head in front of your hips. Conversation, fight stance. Conversation, fight stance. Boom. Conversation, fight stance. Conversation, fight stance. Couple tips. Don't blink when you're getting hit. Keep your head in front of your hips, and follow the strike. I'm looking at his whole body. So when you drive a car, you don't look at the pothole on the street, right? You look at the whole road when you drive, right? Same thing when you fight. You look at everything. That's what I want your vision to be. You're not looking at the chest. You're not looking at one little thing. You're driving the car and seeing everything. The more you drive, the better you can be. Driving, you can fucking read the paper and smoke a cigarette. When you first learn how to drive, you're like, holy shit. All right? But once you get good at driving, it becomes no piece of cake. I'll listen to some music. I'll check my freaking phone. I'll call, because you're used to driving. Same thing here. You're gonna be used to driving, and then as it comes in, get really comfortable at this transition. Conversation, I'm in a fight now. Conversation, I'm in a fight now. Conversation, I'm in a fight. Okay? Let's go. We're gonna do it left, neutral, and right.